Gangsta party.
Like that up, Slim. Why you acting like that?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
All right, yo, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RickTheWarriors.com. I'm the Law, it's Fred Kirby. We're at the Keyboard Warriors. Shout out to everyone in the chat already. Text was good. Says Usman versus Masvidal in 1 month. Let's go. Yeah, John, what's up, dude? Glad, appreciate you catching the stream live, man. Brando, hoping that's still in line, dude. Brando was in line for the shot for like a long ass time. So he might still be in line. What's up, Brando? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to Keyboard Warriors. Hopefully everyone's staying out there safe, healthy, and happy. We'll talk a little bit more about Usman and Masvidal here as the show goes on. Let's talk about this last weekend. Of course, another unfortunate finish. And the word unfortunate is kind of weird because it's not like dudes don't know the rules, but another unfortunate ending to the main event. Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad ends due to an eye poke, and a really nasty one at that. First, I know you watched the main event. What did you think of how the fight was going up to that point? And then what was your reaction after the eye poke and the eventual stoppage?
Well, I mean, up to that point, I thought that Leon looked good. I thought that he looked a bit more aggressive than he usually does. It seemed like he was trying to, it seemed like he knew that he had been gone for a while, so he was going to try to make a point or prove a point, rather, with this fight, his comeback fight. It's so hard. This is such a pain in the ass. I mean, he looked good, but what the fuck, right? Was that 18 seconds into round two?
Yeah, real quick.
With 18 seconds left. Either way, it was real quick in the fight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we could really garner too much. Again, he looked really good for what we've seen of him. He looked a bit more aggressive than he usually does. He looked like he was going to try to prove a point and get a stoppage there. Bilal looked serviceable. It's easy to say that it seems like Leon was probably going to coast to a victory in that fight, but you never know. And then, like, what are you going to say about the fucking finish, man? I mean, I guess there's two schools of thought, right? I've heard people say, well, look, he was warned once. You're warned once and then you do it. How is it not your fault? I've even seen people comparing it to the Peter Yan thing, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. I don't a little bit, but I think that comparison's a little silly, to be fair. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this. I mean, look, it fucking sucks. It sucks for everybody. Bilal was getting the opportunity of a lifetime. Leon was finally getting to fight again after 2 years. This just sucks all the way around. But it brings up the age-old conversation of, should we change the gloves? As far as penalizing fighters for the first time they eye poke or something, I just don't think you can do it. There's a million reasons why guys hold their hands out like that. I know it's very popular for all of us to say that John Jones likes to poke people in the eyes, and maybe some of y'all out there really believe that is actually a part of John Jones's game plan. All due respect, all bullshit aside, not trying to ride John Jones' dick, I don't think he's actually out there trying to poke people in the eyes. He's in there with trained assassins. I don't think he's thinking, ooh, I better get Glover in the eye or I'm going to get knocked out. I genuinely think that's his rangefinder. He fucking puts them long-ass arms up there. He tries to see where you need to be for him to touch you and for you to not touch him, which makes a lot of sense. And I think that's fuck. Leon was going for the kick. He threw a very heavy body kick. It's real easy for you pricks to sit on your couch and go, shut your hands, do this, do that. It's fucking sort of hard. I'm sure he was throwing an extremely heavy body kick. He looked like he didn't mean to even. It just sort of, you know what I mean? Like it was a fucking accident. I realized that doesn't help Bilal much, but I just don't know what to say about it, man. It was clearly an accident. Again, like he wasn't even really, to the best of my knowledge, right? He was throwing that body kick. He wasn't even like throwing a jab. It just sort of came out as he was throwing that kick. It was like, what are you gonna fucking do, man?
There wasn't a lot he could do either, and it was more like, but first of all, like I agree with you. Leon looked great. Leon looked really good, and Bilal looked all right, but you could tell it was two different levels right there. Like Bilal was not winning that fight. I mean, I thought he was even through halfway through the first round. My first thought was Bilal's gonna need a finish by the end of this shit. There's no way. And either way, I thought Leon was gonna win that thing. The finish was, again, the word. It sucks to say the word unfortunate for it because it was, but that's the only way you could put it, right? Clearly, it didn't seem intentional. Not like the Peter Yan knee, which was after he was told that he was a down fighter and all that shit. But it was it sucked. It sucked to see. I was kind of pissed that I stayed up for that one. But let's catch up on some comments real quick. We'll get to your winner in your most impressed here in a minute. Brandon says, finally got my shot. Our arm's burning like a motherfucker, but I'm here, gents. All right, appreciate you, man.
There we go.
Otis, I think Leon should face Wonderboy Covington next. Agree. So can we agree on that? Do you think? Because Leon's like, I don't want a rematch. I want the title shot. What do you think of that?
Listen, we'll have a discussion about welterweight altogether because it's a shit show right now, to be honest with you. We'll talk about the title shot and the whole most of it. Do I think Leon should get a title shot? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Listen, I love you, Leon, but you ain't fought in a month of Sundays and you just poked Bilal Muhammad in the eye. All due respect, fuck no. You can't get no title shot. Now, would I like to see Leon fight Wonderboy or Colby Covington? Absolutely. Yeah. Again, the likelihood on those fights happening, we have to have a conversation about. I mean, again, that's a whole ass thing. Colby's acting fucking weird. We got Kamaru fighting Jorge, which doesn't exactly tickle my cocksucking pickle. Yeah. Gilbert Burns is in the win. Leon needs a dance partner. Colby won't fight nobody. Chiesa's hurt. Tyron Woodley's on the fucking back, fucking 9, 8, whatever the fuck it's called. Golf cart. Yeah. So welterweight's a fucking shit show right now, man. There's a few good fights for Leon. I guess fuck it. Let's just get into it then. Yeah. Kamaru, it's official, is fighting Jorge. Yep. And I'm not even going to get into that right now. We'll get into that here in a moment, but that's official. So they're off the market.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. So Leon needs a fucking fight. I think we all can agree. All due respect to Bilal. Sorry, bro. Yeah, and that sucks, but you're not getting the rematch. Like, you were sort of lucky to be there. Really unfortunate thing happened, but it is what it is. We got to move on. So Leon either fights Wonderboy, Gilbert, or Colby. For starters, who's your first pick? Like, if we're taking out all the politics, who would you like to see Leon fight most of those three names? Because it's got to be one of those three cocksuckers, for fuck's sakes.
With all the shit he's talking right now, and if he would actually take the fight, Colby Covington, I'd like to see him and Colby. I'd rather see him against Wonderboy, honestly.
Okay.
Be a better fight.
Him and Wonderboy stylistically, I think, is the best, but I agree with you that him and Colby is probably the sexiest fight. The problem with that is Colby's being a twat and playing hardball. Colby thinks he deserves the fucking Usman rematch, which, as far as it fucking goes, I suppose I ain't completely against.
Sure.
I mean, to keep it a bean, and this is very strange because I'm way more of a Jorge Masvidal fan than I am a Colby fan, but I suppose I would rather watch Colby get the rematch than Jorge, but it also doesn't matter what the fuck I would like. We're getting Jorge fucking Kamaru, so, Colby, you got to fight somebody, goddammit. You ain't getting the rematch. At some point, you got to give up the ghost and just realize the fact that you ain't getting the fucking fight, homeboy. What do you want?
And I'm with you. I thought first when I heard Jorge's name, I was like, why? And the only thing we could think of is that, Usman asked for it. Usman asked for Masvidal, right? whatever you want to say. I'm sure after he beats Jorge that he'll be like, oh, it's one of the easy fight, whatever. The Colby Covington rematch, that's coming, I'm sure, at some point. But as far as Leon getting a title shot, nah, dude. I want to see him against Colby. You know what I mean? Get him against Colby, especially with all the shit that Colby's talking right now. Did you see the thing he put what he said about Poniana Viana?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I don't know who her man is or what that is, but yeah, you got to watch out with that shit.
Yeah, because her man's not showing up with just hands, bro. Dude's showing up with bats and homies. That shit's not gonna be fair. But yeah, dude, this whole thing just became a bigger mess. And Leon's not getting no title shot. He's gonna get Colby or he's gonna get Wonder Boy. That's about it. And as far as the Bilal Muhammad rematch, if Leon loses, get the rematch. Okay,
so now all that being said, just to put a quick little bow on this, who do you think Leon fights next? Where do we? And I'll go ahead and I'll go first on this. It seems like Colby's got his fucking heels dug in on being a cunt. Yeah. So I think Wonder Boy and Leon Edwards are going to be the two that'll finally go ahead and agree to get after it. I think Wonder Boy seems like the type of guy that eventually will say, fuck it, let's get to it. And I think at some point Leon's going to have to take a fucking ranked guy too. And not to say that Leon's avoiding guys, but I don't know. It just feels like those are the two that will agree on it. Now Gilbert Burns might slide in there and take either one of those spots. Gilbert might fight Wonder Boy or fucking Leon. I don't know. He's sort of the wild card. I feel like in my eyes, obviously Colby's the sexy fight, but he's playing hard to get. So fuck off then. You ain't Connor, homeboy. Chill out. So I would imagine Leon Wonder Boy is the fight that they're going to try to line up.
Sure.
But I think that if either one of them gets cute, Gilbert's the old backup. One of y'all asks for too much money or tries to get too cute, bam, we'll put Gilbert Burns in there and you can fuck off too, right with Colby.
I'm going to bring out a dark horse here because I'm assuming that Leon's going to be out for a minute again because nobody wants to take that fight. Colby going to take that fight, and I think Leon's not going to want the Wonder Boy fight because Leon's going to see that he's ranked 3 and Wonder Boy's 5, right? Which that still should be a fight that you take as top 5, but Leon's going to want to take either Gilbert Burns or Colby Covington. I'm going with a dark horse. I think it's going to be a minute before we see Leon again. I think if Tyron Woodley gets through Vicente Luque, which is a big if at this point in his career, I think they're going to be like, look, man, we're supposed to fight in London anyway. Let's just throw down, right? Because I don't think we're going to see Leon Edwards in a title shot anytime soon, for real.
I mean, he's got he has to beat a top 5 guy, man.
And the one guy right there that's ready to go right the fuck now is Wonder Boy. And
right.
They tried to give him that fight before. He said no. So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know why he's turning that fight down. At this point, bro, you really ain't in a spot to turn that fight down. Seriously? You gotta beat a guy like that. But on the flip side, it's such a strange thing. On the flip side, I would say the same thing to Colby. Yeah. Well, I would give you the rematch, but at this point, you gotta fight somebody to get the fucking rematch. Mm-hmm. On the same token, I would have said that shit to fucking Jorge. Mm-hmm. Why are you getting again? I fuck with Jorge, but why exactly is he getting the rematch again? And don't you dare give me that half can. If you look again, bro, I can't stress the point. I fuck with Jorge, but if y'all really think, look, Kamaru got clipped against Gilbert Burns. Okay, make no mistake about it. Jorge could fuck around and Ben Askren, Kamaru Usman. And I don't mean no flying knee. I'm just saying he might land that money shot, head kick, knee, straight right hand. He might just land a money shot that knocks Kamaru out. Mm-hmm. That's your 1 out of 100. 99 times out of 100, that fight looks like exactly what it looked like the first go round. I imagine Jorge will have some success in the first round or two. Mm-hmm. And then the last 3 rounds, Kamaru's going to beat the fuck out of Jorge. Yeah. And that's the way that fight looks 99 times out of 100. That don't make me happy, but that's just the way she fucking goes, man. Like, I really don't understand the need for that fight either, but it is what it is.
Right. And again, all we just said right here, we just talked about in the last 5 minutes, so, is why 170 is a shit show. No one knows what the fuck's going on. Nobody wants to fight anybody else. Fucking eye pokes and fucking knees and all sorts of bullshit. So we'll see what happens, I guess, with the Usman Masvidal fight. I wonder who they have as a backup. I'm assuming it's Gilbert Burns, but who knows?
Oh, yeah.
And as far as Leon, I want to see him against Wonder Boy. Maybe even Woodley, because fight was supposed to happen anyway. But somehow Leon's gonna fuck around and just see himself out of a title shot. Just see himself out of it somehow. But all right, let's go through some questions here. Otis, who's winner of the weekend? How's it not? Dan Ige for that. Thank you for putting the pronunciation, bro. But I was ready for that one. For Dan Ige for that nasty 22-second knockout of Gavin Tucker. Woo, nasty.
Yeah. What is there to say about that? That was about as impressive as it gets, right? One hitter quitter, bang. And I mean, the Gavin Tucker kid was a really tough prospect too. So that should be duly noted. He didn't do it against the chump. Dan Ige is the real fucking deal, man. There's just no two ways about it.
No, 100%. He's. I mean, again, as another guy that you're gonna have, at 145, you're gonna have to look at, look forward to, or look, whatever, watch out for. It makes you start thinking, not yet, but it makes you start thinking about like a sexy matchup with like Cater or even Blessed will be a fucking dope ass fight for Dan Ige. A little further down the road.
You know who I'd like to see Dan Ige fight?
Who?
The Korean Zombie.
Ooh, that'd be so dope.
That's who I would like to see, because Korean Zombie sort of needs a win right now too. He's sort of like right there on that kind of. He needs to be creeping on a come up, so that would be fun.
And if we give a shit about rankings, which we normally don't, but the UFC uses them to sell these fights to us, Danny Ige is number 8 now. Above him, Josh Emmett for whatever reason, Calvin Cater, Korean Zombie, Rodriguez beats up there. Brian Ortega obviously fighting for the belt against the champion Alexander Volkanovski, and Max Holloway, who I don't know who is it. Max Holloway paired up with somebody? I think I'm wrong on that. All right, whatever. But,
it might be, yeah.
But either way, Danny Ige is the fucking man. Who impressed you the most? I can say Charles Jourdain really impressed me with the comeback finish. That's on that fight here. That was definitely the prelims because I missed a bunch of the fucking prelims. He ended up finishing the fight. I remember that, but Marcelo was looking really solid against him.
A lot of people impressed me actually, Loki. Angela Hill really impressed me on this fucking card. Angela Hill is such a unique fighter, man. I feel like she's so compelling to watch because I feel like Angela Hill's right on the cusp of putting it all together. Like she almost finished that hoe a couple times. Yeah. And she just quite didn't get it done. But there was a couple times, man, where I felt like she was one strike away from getting that sort of signature finish. Because you'd be surprised, man. You can dominate a motherfucker, and we'll all be like, yeah, that's a bad lad. But if you just land that one punch that drops them and sleeps them, it's like it changes things. Like Angela Hill dominated that fight. Dominating performance. We all know what time it is. The 2 losses that she does have recently to Watterson and Andrade were both close fights. Yeah. Or was it? No, it was Claudia Gadelia, right?
No, I thought it was Watterson.
No, it was
Gadelia.
Yeah. I thought she won the Gadelia fight.
I thought she won both of them. Honestly, I think she won one.
Either way, they were both fucking really close. You know what I mean? So she ain't been blown out in a long time. And she's showing all this fucking potential. She just feels like I just feel like we're, inches away from her putting her game completely together and for real maybe making a run at that fucking title. Like Angela Hill's a very interesting fighter right now, man. You really see her sort of almost just putting it together and being extremely dangerous. She's one good fucking knee or right hand away from getting that signature finish that has us all sort of like, yo. And speaking of that one signature right hand that gets that finish that has us all like, yo, Ryan Spann fucking putting what was the prick's name? The fucking the European prick. Serkinov, yeah. Misha Serkinov, fucking that was a beautiful fucking knockout. What the fuck? Like that right there, that strike is what Angela Hill's missing. She's getting this fucking close to it, but that sort of emphatic knockout finish, which I think was a big deal for Ryan Spann. And fucking light heavyweight sure as fuck needs a little bit of fucking depth right now, so that was dope too.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna say super impressed, but Davey Grant winning his fight with a broken foot or whatever was wrong with his foot made me laugh for the only reason that as soon as they showed his foot on fucking TV, I was like, A million people are fucking screenshotting the fuck out of that and sending that to Connor. Like, my foot was like a balloon. Like, that's a fucking balloon, motherfucker, not that little bullshit you had.
Yeah.
But that made me laugh. And then, of course, Eric Anders against Darren Stewart. Anders throws a fucking knee to a grounded opponent. And the weird thing about this one, I think Herb Dean was ref on this one. Herb Dean made it sound like Darren Stewart baited the knee. Like, as from everything I've read, it sounds like Herb Dean didn't disqualify Eric Anders and just called it a no contest because he thinks that that Darren Stewart was baiting the knee, right? Which, whatever he means, I don't know if he meant like he was bringing his hand down and up or whatever the fuck, but that was a weird thing to say. But, you know. Yeah,
I fuck with Herb, but that was a little weirdy-beardy.
He needs to go on Rogan's or something, some long form shit where he can explain himself, because that made no sense to me.
Well, I mean, to be fair, even if we go along with that,
yeah,
there's no rule against baiting the knee, is there? Like, didn't motherfuckers used to do that all the time, where they'd be playing a little handsy with the thing, like trying to bait you in? I mean,
fucking John Jones did it. John Jones did it every fucking fight. He starts off like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to bet ain't that strategy? Like, all things being equal, like, you're allowed to do that, aren't you? And then if the person's stupid enough to get baited into throwing the illegal strike and knocking you out, ding, 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 you lose, I win.
Right, and here's the thing about that too. It's like it's part of the rules, right? It's the same thing I said to all the Jan fans who were freaking the fuck out about what I was saying. Audrey could have kept going, sure, but the rule is you can't knee a grounded opponent, and even less when the ref tells you he's a grounded opponent. The fuck, right?
Right.
Rules. Now, do I agree with the rule? No, don't like the rule. The grounded opponent shit to me, you can miss me with all that shit. I grew up. I started off, watching Pride. Okay, and Pride we could do all kinds of crazy shit. Right. I think Resin you can still do that, the grounded stuff, and I think ONE FC you can still do that stuff. But for whatever reason, in America, we're scared of everything. But
it is strange that you can't elbow.
It doesn't make sense.
The head of a ground opponent. Even the Pride days, if I'm not mistaken, you weren't allowed to elbow to the head of a down opponent, even in Pride, which was sort of strange. Has there ever been, like, outside of like old school UFC and then like Vale Tudo, an organization where you were allowed elbows and knees to the head of a downed opponent?
Not in America, more than likely, because even
in Japan, because they
probably
who allowed elbows? They don't allow elbows. They don't allow elbows.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, has there ever been? If anybody in the comments knows, has there ever been a fighting organization that allowed elbows and knees?
That's way
to the head of the down opponent. I don't think so, because again, in Japan they never allowed the elbows because their philosophy was the elbows caused cuts that would stop the fight, and that's not really fair because it's not indicative of who won. You just landed a big shot and caused the big cut, which there is a bit of a point to that, but nonetheless, avoid the shot and avoid the cut for all me. But
yeah, fair enough. All right, let's run through some comments. We got a bunch. I think Leon should face Wonderboy Covington next. Totally agree with that.
Yeah.
MVP was good. Run it back. That's the path to take, talking about Leon and Bilal. I agree with that to an extent. Honestly, it should be after this one.
Hey, listen, in a fair world, you're right. Bilal fucking deserves it, man. But I'm a cunt and life ain't fair. I don't want to see that. Like, I was going to watch that fight because that's all we had. But, like, if we get the chance to have, like, Leon Wonderboy or something, I'm sorry, Bilal. I'm sorry. Bro, you deserve a good fight, but, like, I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, but we'll see. There we go. I hate agreeing with Dominic Cruz, but ring rest is a mindset. Leon was sharp, but just silly as hell for extending those fingers after being warned. Sure.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of fighters do that shit. And it's just part of their rangefinder and all this stuff. And honestly, it's almost just habit. So.
Well, that's what I think. Again, how many of us out there think Leon actually meant to poke him in the eye? I mean, obviously he didn't mean to do it. Now, negligent, yes, but not a fucking cheater, for fuck's sakes.
You're not gonna come off a 20-month fucking hiatus and then poke someone in the fucking
Yeah, come on, man.
Strategy.
In a fight that you're winning.
Right. Oh, it says real stuff though. Some of these fighters really have to stop screwing around and improve their games. Courtney Casey, Ashley Yoder, Manel Cape, and Gloria that probably really stunk up the house. Agreed.
I totally agree. And listen, if the UFC is going to be cutting guys and girls left and right, yeah, man, all those cats you just named, bro. And look, I have seen a lot of fighters come and go. MMA, again, not that I'm the biggest baseball fan, but MMA is sort of got that baseball sort of vibe that, listen, y'all motherfuckers can go back to the regional scene or Bellator, so on and so forth, win a few fights, get your head screwed back on right, and the UFC will flat have you back in. But like at a certain point, bro, if you ain't competing up to that level, the UFC's getting paid big bank Hank. They're on fucking ABC and ESPN, and you know what I mean? If you're going to be there, I agree, dog. When we turn into the UFC, man, we need to see entertaining fights. There's no room for these stink jobs on the UFC. We'll catch these stink fest on, local shows or whatever the fuck. Like, you don't tune into the NFL to watch no bullshit ass Canadian League football. All due respect to Canadians.
100%. Okay, real quick, because it just popped up on my Instagram, my Twitter right now. Let me I put it on here. Let me just put down the fucking DM real quick. It just popped up right now on my shit. So this is Megan Anderson at the doctor's office. Now, I don't know if she had an injury, but this is what she put in. Now, forget the fucking reply that she had to, that she responded to. Because I went in for the first of multiple surgeries this morning, and this is the type of shit I have to wake up to. Why can't people just not be pieces of shit, have some class, yada, yada, whatever. I didn't know she was injured and needed surgery. Is there anything on that?
I have no idea. I have no idea what's wrong with her, why she was in surgery or what. No idea.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It's like it's really odd. I was just looking on her Twitter to see everything. If anyone knows what she was injured for, it'd be interesting to see if she had some like real serious issue before the Amanda fight, and that's why she walked in looking the way she did. Not that she would have that would have changed the outcome, but it'll at least explain why she looked kind of not kind of ridiculously hesitant. All right, Otis says, I know it's easier said than done, but how can these fighters be around for so long and not progress? Lack of, look, man, I don't know what the percentage is as far as like elite fighters, right? You're in this percentile, you're this elite fighter, this percentile, you're this kind of fighter, but you need people for those guys to fight. Now, Courtney Casey just had a kid, so that one I kind of understand. Ashley Yoder, don't get that one. Okay, don't get that one. Lourdes de Paula needs some work. And Cape needs some work too. He could be better, but still, like Ashley Yoder, out of all those, Ashley Yoder, I don't understand why she's still in the UFC, but fair enough.
Sometimes too, man, some people are just gym performers.
Right.
We did a lot, man. Sometimes people just the bright lights sort of swallow them whole, man. And listen, to be fair, that's also not our problem. If you can't perform or for whatever reason, then it's time to pack your bags and hit the fucking road.
If you're in the big show, man, you better show up. Shit. John Smith went in on your thing talking about John Jones. John Jones is known for this, the eye poke thing. He has a jab, he has an under the cage jab, and he also has an eye poke issue. So, and then talking about Tyron Woodley, he says, no, he's the beer caddy. Well, shit, man. Woodley? That's his name. All right, we got a bunch more fucking comments. Let's just fly through these if we can. Here it is. I think Michael Chiesa should be put into a spot for a big fight if Covington, Edwards, and Wonderboy want to play games. Agreed. And Michael Chiesa's always ready.
Well, he's just hurt. He's just hurt right now, though, right? Like he won't be ready till the summer, though. I think that's the thing. He's there. He's there. The problem with problem with Chiesa is he's hurt right now, but he's like because he could very well jump in those fights. Now again, I don't think it's nothing serious. I think it's just till like June or something like that. But he's just sidelined for the moment.
And honestly, a June fight would be perfect for him right now. My boy MMA on the Rocks, Bill says Chiesa should sneak into one of these fights too, and he could.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he just keep fucking around. Kobe keeps fucking around. I want a title shot. Edwards just I want a top whatever guy. Wonder Boy is just like, oh, I want Masvidal. I want this guy. I want that guy. You're right. Chiesa could jack any of those fights. And honestly, if he wins, he impressive fucking finishes, get you title shots in this game. The Otis says UFC should move rankings because nowadays these fighters use that lame number to not compete. Agreed. And if we're still gonna pretend, look, they're still trying to pretend like they have a media group that handles these. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. They handle this shit
for sure.
Brandon says Leon needs to fight 1 Kobe, 2 Wonderboy, 3 Gilbert. If Kobe and or Leon is gonna he's gonna be a twat, then line up Wonderboy and Gilbert. I'm okay with that.
I agree. I mean, all those guys got to fight in some sort of way, fashion, or form. Like we might as well get again. Listen, Kobe, I got some bad news for you, homeboy.
Mm-hmm.
Kamaru and Usman's or Kamaru and Usman, for fuck's sakes. Kamaru and Masvidal's done.
Yep.
Like, to the best of my knowledge, it seems like they're fighting. So, I mean, what are you going to do, man? Try to wait on the winner of that? Like, at this point, bro, you might as well just take a fight with one of those motherfuckers, whether it's Gilbert, Leon, Wonder Boy. You're going to have to fight one of them. And same thing for you, Leon. Wonder Boy, Kobe. Like, some of y'all got to fight each other. Like, I don't know how Jorge did it, but goddamn it, he got the spot. He getting the next title shot. So it is what it is.
Right. And honestly, Kobe Covington can end up like Leon Edwards and not fighting a long ass time because of this bullshit. Same stuff that Leon was pulling before. Like, Leon isn't where the position he's at because, you know, nobody wanted to fight him. He was just playing games for too damn long. All right, Otis with the fight announcements. He's a really good one that I'm actually super hyped for. Paulo Costa out of the Robert Whittaker fight. Kelvin Gastelum steps in. I am hyped for this one. This is going to be high-paced, high-action fight. It's not going to be, you know, Bobby Knuckles just putting it on Costa for 4 or 5 rounds and then finishing him at the end or anything like that. This is going to be 2 guys that are going to be there through all 5 rounds, and I am fucking here for it. Hopefully it's a 5-round fight. I'm not 100% sure, but still. Badass fight. Hakeem Dawodu against Movsar Evloev, UFC 263, solid. Beneil Dariush against Tony Ferguson. Here's a good one. UFC 262, the return to Tony Ferguson against Beneil Dariush. Dariush is the guy you and I constantly, like, whenever he comes up, it's like, oh shit, okay, yeah. All right, let's see Beneil. Oh, Beneil pulls out some bullshit once in a while. A big win against Tony Ferguson, big name, will be huge for Dariush for sure. Comeback fight of the year, I think, and everything. So it's dope.
I really respect that from Tony too, though, for taking this fight. Because I tell you what, if Tony loses to Beneil, his stock fucking sinks. He's already sort of, you know, stock is sinking. If he gets finished by Beneil, though, as MMA fans do, we'll write him right the fuck off, Jack.
And he'll become that the gatekeeper guy.
Yeah,
at 55. Merab Davalishvili against Cody Stamann. Always good to see Cody in there. Walt Harris against Martin Tybura for June 5th. All right, come on, Walt Harris, let's go. Big ticket. Masvidal's Martin April way better than September. Right, if you waited till September, shit. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tex thinks that Marty's juiced. That Usman's juiced. That's kind of funny. He's going to get away with it. OSP was Maxim Grisham for June 26th. That's solid. Lauda's hanging out. Lauda Riva saying, our Lord and Savior Max Holloway, get it right. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Otis, Edson Barbosa for Shane Burgos, UFC 262. That is super underrated. That's going to be one of those fights we're going to be going into fight week and no one's talking about it. And it's going to deliver. Shane Burgos and Edson Barbosa are going to throw fucking down.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So pumped for that. Andrea KGB Lee wants to take an L, taking on Antonina Shevchenko. Actually, I don't know if she's taking an L on that one. That's a different Shevchenko. Antonina is not a killer like her sister is, but that's actually a solid Muay Thai fight. They ended up staying in the whole time. It would be dope.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Herb Dean got to go with how shitty he's been reffing. It's like he's looking for a blood sacrifice. You know, these refs get into lulls, man, and they ended up like having a few really crappy, you know, showings, and then they just pop up again. So, they end up doing well again. So give Herb Dean some time. Who knows? That's why you need refs to speak the language of whoever is fighting. That's a good point.
That's a great point. I don't know how possible that is, but fuck yeah, that would be a really great possibility. Especially you get some fucking certain Africans and Russians and certain fucking Polacks and shit. Motherfuckers ain't gonna be speaking them languages for sure.
Right. Don't forget Anders trolled Peter Yan over the knee first, right? And then he threw one. Yeah. And now they're all like, I think Anders tried to make a joke out of it. It's like, hey man, we're knee brothers or some bullshit like that. I forgot. I saw it on Twitter. KGB versus Antonina, loser leaves the UFC for good. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, well, definitely. If KGB loses, she's got to go for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Love with her.
15,000 fans at the Masvidal fight. COVID's dead. Right. We'll talk about UFC 261 in a minute. Then we have the Globe. or Glover? Is it Glover? Hey, you got to figure that one out, bro.
Oh, the glove conversation. The glove, probably just
Oh,
about changing
right.
the
I
glove, the
pokes.
finger,
My
and the
bad.
eye. Yeah. I mean, listen, that conversation's real simple. They can probably they have a better glove, but it's fucking all about money. And
Yeah.
whoever the fuck the UFC does their deal with, they want all the money and all the rights, or they're not going to give up their piece of the pie. And so I think, in a nutshell, that's where we're at with it.
That reminds me that this weekend is the first weekend the first time we're gonna see Venom, right? Was it the last Reebok show?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I want to say it's the
Venom.
first Venom show, but I'm not 100% sure. I said it a dozen times. The UFC needs to set a roster number for each weight class to keep fighters well known and motivated to fight and entertain. It's a good point. The problem is injuries happen and also this shit. So, and COVID, obviously. So you never know. If Bilal doesn't get the rematch, Leon Wonderboy and the winner gets Colby, and the winner of that fights for the belt. That's pretty thought out. Ferguson is on a thin line here. Darius isn't a joke. Knockout power can finish you on the ground. Darius can go anywhere, and so we'll see what I wonder if like the whole back against the wall thing is gonna be like the thing that pushes Tony to win to like go.
Well, good. That's what I said. That's good though. I mean, I think actually this is a brilliant fight for Tony because it's a winnable fight, but it's a very tough fight. So it's like it's a fight that can get him back on the horse, but it's also a fight that if he wins, we'll all sort of respect it enough to be like, all right, cool. That wasn't no gimme win, dog. But Neil's no gimme win for nobody.
For nobody. That dude's a bad motherfucker, man. All right. So I think we went over that one real quick. Let's see. All right. Let's talk about UFC 261. UFC 261, Jacksonville, Florida. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the first wide the fuck open UFC event since what? Early 2020?
Yeah.
Like, pretty fucking early. Let me pull up the card itself here. There we go. 3 title fights on the card. Kamaru Usman, Jorge Masvidal for the welterweight belt. Zhang Wei Li against Rosa Majunas. Thug Rose coming back for her belt. See how it goes. And then Valentina Shevchenko against Jessica Andrade as far as so far in the main card, along with Anthony Smith against Jimmy Crute. And I think there was one more fight in there that I just haven't put up on Google yet. But anyway, that's a bomb ass fight to come back to a full capacity crowd, expecting that thing to sell out hard, and it's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be great.
Listen, obviously short of Amanda Nunes, like you pretty much have the most talented women on earth fighting on the same card. And then as much shit as I've gave the whole, Kamaru Jorge rematch, I suppose that come time for it. Again, Jorge does have the ability to win that fight. It's not a complete fucking wash. So it is still a pretty exciting fight. That's an amazing card, man. Interesting that when is this? April 24th. So oh fuck, for fuck's sake. So we're only about 4 or 5 weeks away from that. Interesting that they're going to be going full capacity with that one. Are masks a thing still in Florida, or have they done away with the masks too, or what?
I don't think they're doing jack shit.
So they're just fucking gonna go back to her, huh?
And they were the first state really to be like, fuck it. Like they were the first ones, and then Texas followed, and Missouri and Arizona never shut down. We just kind of pretended, although we still have the difference between those states and here is I think those states had a state mask mandate. Arizona didn't. Our governor's a coward pussy ass bitch named Doug Ducey, and he's a fucking cunt for many other reasons, not just the COVID thing, but he's just a cunt. And I'll say that shit all day, every fucking day. Give me a fucking loudspeaker, I'll go all day with this shit. But all the cities here, the mayors were the one with the balls. The mayors here, most of them female, were the ones with the balls to be like, nah, we're doing mask mandate in our cities. So that way he didn't have to take any responsibility. But he took credit for opening the state. Fucking jackass. Whatever you think of the COVID and the masks and all this other shit, I'm talking about the man. He sucks. Fuck him. All right. Moving on. Oh, no, sorry, not moving on yet. Real quick. So I don't know anything about this, and I haven't looked this up at all. So I'm gonna take Texas Rangers as a word for it. The Vittoria Vertil card is the first card with the Venus with the Venom gear. April 10th.
Oh, okay.
So
Makes sense. I mean, that's close enough. I would imagine so.
Right. Laura says, I'm going, y'all. Gonna risk my life to see Jorge lose again. Oh God. Text says George all day, tired of Marty. A lot of people are, to be honest with you, which is, I get it.
Jorge would definitely be, the quote unquote more sexy champ. He's more boisterous and outgoing and shit. But I tell you what, if Kamaru wins this fight in dominating fashion, I know he'll never be some fucking people's cup of tea, but he will start to sort of amass this, Fedor-like following. Like if you just keep fucking winning. George St. Pierre wasn't too fucking exciting towards the end of his goddamn run.
Nope.
But boy, if he still ain't a fucking legend, right? You just keep dominating in these title fights, man. Eventually, you sort of get that credit that you deserve after all those wins. So
100%. Oh, here we go. How many people are going to be sacrificed for UFC revenue? My guess is it'll set up a COVID transmission record of 6,969 infections. So that's the question, right? Is how safe is it really to go full capacity? It's probably not safe. Let's be honest. I'm sure you'll get a bunch of shit popping off out of that thing. The problem is nobody's going to measure that. So we'll never actually know, well, this event caused so many thousand infections and shit like that. And with the shots or vaccine coming out and also the shit, it's a fucking who knows what's going to happen.
I don't know. I disagree.
Okay,
I feel like it's enough phones and shit that if 15,000 people go to that event in Florida and 7,000 of them catch COVID and 2,000 die, I feel like there ain't no goddamn way they gonna keep a lid on that shit. They're all gonna be reporting it. They're gonna be trying to sue the UFC. It's gonna be fucked.
So that's what I wonder. Is if you buy a ticket to the UFC 261, do you have to sign some kind of fucking waiver? That's my question. I want to know that.
The devil will be in the details, and that will be very interesting to see. Now, for me and my pale white ass up in Ohio, I'm gonna tell you something. God bless Texas with his right motherfucking hand, son. Y'all do you. Florida, y'all try it. Say, listen, back in the day, somebody had to be the one to walk down in the Viper Pit and see if they could get some motherfucking berries and shit. Let Florida and Texas go on down there and see what happens. If y'all fuck it up and y'all start dying, we'll quarantine your fucking states and we'll be like, all right, y'all, chill out. Everybody put the fucking mask back on and get your funny asses back in the house. They tried, it didn't go all that well.
Right.
On the flip side, if they do this and it fucking works and 30, 40 people catch it or 100 people catch it and it's basically what we got right now, then maybe they're the first ones to make the move. I mean, we are starting to get to a point now to where the conversation is starting to become, okay, what's going on? The vaccine is going around. It seems to be effective. At what point is it not absurd to mention full crowds coming back?
Right.
We're not really, in April of last year no more. We have a vaccine. Mm-hmm. Hundreds of thousands of them are being sent out every day, at least in America. God bless the rest of y'all that might not have it. But here in the home front, we get, I know all kinds of motherfuckers around me personally that have gotten the vaccine. I don't know. I'm glad that they gonna do it down there. So I can sit back from afar and, Laura, God bless your soul, sweetie. You go on that event and you are our gauge. You are the keyboard warrior in that event. You have your phone on. We want you corresponding with us the whole time. And if you fucking make it and y'all drink and you're fucking doing Cuban shoeys and the whole fucking most of it and y'all don't die and don't none of your friends catch it or nothing, then by God, we'll get the word out and it's time to open them up, boys. Fuck it. Let's go.
There you go. Lot of official keyboard warrior correspondent for UFC 261 if you end up down there. Let us know. I agree with what you said. I mean, straight up, someone's got to do it, I guess, right? But you got to hand it to Dana White, whether it's foolish or gutsy. That dude had the balls to be like, who's open? Florida? Let's go, right? Because he called Dallas and he called Houston. Both mayors said, go fuck yourself. We're not ready. I mean, basically. And he even said, he's like, these fucking goofs. The fucking governor opened up the state, but some mayors, don't like it.
To be fair, unless there is some sort of fine print that the UFC would be having fans sign so that they don't get sued, one would have to imagine that Dana White is pretty confident in their ability to get fans in and out of there without. Because think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say they do have 15,000 fans in there, and let's just say, for the sake of argument, they have a calamitous situation, like a few hundred people had it, and thousands of people catch it, and it really is a shit show, and people are fucking trying to cancel the UFC and think of your worst case scenario here.
Right.
Little kids are dying because their mommy and daddy, bro. I mean, like, the shit hits the fan,
Right.
and I got to imagine Dana White and his fucking tank of millionaires around him have taken that into consideration before trying to do this. Now, either, again, they've got something they're making these motherfuckers sign so that, like, what do famous motherfuckers make hoes sign where they can't say when they fuck them and shit like that? NRD, whatever the fuck.
Oh, waiver, a non-disclosure agreement?
Yeah, exactly. Non-disclosure agreement. Like, either they're having them sign something like that to prevent themselves, or they sort of are very confident in their ability to do something like this without it turning into a shit show like that. Because if it does, that could be horrible. And I don't think Dana White and the powers that be at ESPN and shit are that stupid. They gotta either be confident that they can do it, or they're making them motherfuckers sign something like, listen, we gonna do it, y'all, but y'all sign this paper in case a whole bunch of y'all do die. Y'all ain't about to sue us and fuck us over. We trying this together.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, they're gonna have to sign a waiver. I mean, shit, I had to, when I went back to jiu-jitsu, I had to sign a waiver about the COVID thing.
Right.
Damn, bro. So, I mean, I think that should be a thing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I all the best to y'all down in Florida, man. Good luck. You know what's funny? Everyone's going to be, all these fight fans, and even Dana White himself is going to be like, the fucking media hates us, because it's going to be, everyone's going to come out with a fucking article about how this is a super spreader, man. I promise you it's just going to happen. So, we'll see, man. 361 still, a month away? Maybe 2 months away. So they got time to figure shit out and see what the numbers look like by then. I'm sure ESPN and Disney are like, hey, that's cute. Have your little fucking event ready to go and planned out. But if we get to that point and the shit's still kind of crazy, we're shutting that down. We're going back to the Apex, whatever you want to do.
Right.
Real quick, I'm gonna miss the quiet. I enjoy hearing every fucking all the contact. I enjoy hearing the fucking corners. I enjoyed all that shit, and I enjoyed not hearing the stupid ass woos and the stupid ass boos and all the stupid ass crowd shit. But nothing compares to the crowd pop of when someone gets knocked the holy fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, nothing compares to that pop from the crowd. So I guess that's like the one thing we get back. But I'm gonna be annoyed as fuck with the wooing. I know it's coming. But
I tell you what, man, I honestly wouldn't mind for some of the smaller fight night events if they kept it like that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just as an option. I mean, obviously, we get back to business as usual. Title fights and Connor, and the most of it, you're going to sell the venues out. But for the fight cards that aren't all that great, or the up-and-comers or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I think that some people really will prefer watching the fights like that. And maybe some of the fighters would even enjoy, you might have some fighters like, yo, listen, real talk, all them people fucking make me nervous. I have panic attacks. I can fight in the gym all night long. This shit is working perfect for me. Y'all get all them punk ass fans out there. They get to booing me and shit. It starts fucking with my performance. Like, maybe some fighters really will be like, yo, take me back to the apex, baby.
I'll tell you what, dude. If McGregor comes back and for example, knocks out Dustin Poirier because of the with the crowd and everything, we're gonna go from it's a motivated Connor to it's a crowd Connor. Connor needs the crowd. Shut the fuck up. Man.
Well, I'll tell you what. All bullshit aside. If Connor did come back, the crowd roars, he comes back and gets a knockout, we would have to sort of maybe just evaluate and reconsider how important that is for certain fighters and how much they really do maybe feed off of that energy or lack thereof the other way.
I guarantee Connor feeds off that shit like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would imagine some people do. Adrenaline's a real thing, man.
He looked weird as fuck in the cage before the Poirier fight. Almost like he looked around like, what the fuck is this shit? I mean, and meanwhile, Poirier is used to it. He's like, I've been here, motherfucker. Where you at? So we'll see. Frederick, what's up, dude? Hey, home from Boston. He probably said something about it. Yeah, there you are. Southwest Quincy says Boston Metro was good. Happy St. Patty's, my friends. Stay safe out there. Usman's gonna start Jorge this time. I wouldn't doubt it.
Ooh, that would be the thing that would send the message. If he fucked around and knocked Jorge out, though, like Usman is sort of also right there on like, he's one big knockout away from being a star too. I mean, you could argue that he's already a star, but a performance like that would really sort of fucking separate him from the pack, Jack.
To take out two of them, that'd be crazy. Could John Jones get to 205? He needs to beat Jan's ass. We're waiting for Frank and Steven. He's like a 240 something right now. He ain't making 205 anytime soon.
Have y'all seen John Jones lately? He don't even look like the same human being. He is huge. Now,
it's slow.
Could he make it to 205 again with the right amount of time and shit? I'm sure John Jones could probably do anything. But anytime soon or something, no. That's Jan's belt for a minute. John gonna be a heavyweight for a minute.
Can you imagine this John Jones cutting down at 205? How fucking chiseled he would be.
Yeah,
muscles would have muscles. How much muscle he's put on lately. Jesus.
Yeah, I do wonder on that point though. I was watching the video of John Jones sparring and him looking all huge, and I'm like,
slow. He looks slow.
Yeah, I wonder what that'll be like. I mean, maybe John has power and he fucking knocks him out, or maybe John comes up there and gets the fuck beat out of him because he's just not fast enough to compete and he's getting hit with heaters. I don't know what that's a very interesting strategy for him to bulk on so much muscle.
Right. No, I agree with that. All right. Flying through some of these. I got my first vaccine dose today, so I'm ready to catch some regular bugs again. I feel you. Hey, Vittoria, I have to get my second dose, I think, this weekend or next week. I don't remember. Hey, Vittoria beats Till. Does he face Adesanya next? Quick answer on that one. What do you think?
I'm at it. I tell you what.
That fight probably gets Adesanya, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. The winner of that fight with a finish for sure.
Uh-oh.
If either one of them gets a finish, then I'm like, if Vittori can finish Till or vice versa, if Till can finish Vittori, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, and on top of that too, you still got to take into account Kelvin versus Whitaker. If that fight is a massive fight and it pops, you never know.
Yeah, we didn't really give that fight enough time earlier. To be fair, either that's a really really fucking good fight, dude.
Yeah, we'll talk about it as we get closer to that one. Hopefully, it doesn't fall out either. All right. I'm not getting the vaccine for 67-year-olds and people with immune system problems. Right, and it's for because I'm getting it off the what do you call it, essential, because what I do for work and all that. So, look, man, I'm on the side of rather safe than sorry. I'm not trying to get fucking catching shit. Adam says, Laura, please post photos of your UFC COVID waiver like Vanessa Bryant did, court documents, # boss moves and all that. If y'all missed it, Vanessa Bryant about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. So the court, and I'm just very quick because it's not even MMA related, but you guys know about the Kobe Bryant crash. Him and his daughter and 9 other people passed away in that helicopter crash, fucking last year. So there was pictures taken by some of the deputies that were on the ground, and photos were shared and shown to fucking people who weren't even cops. Well, the judge, I think last week, ruled that the names of those cops that were involved in the whole thing could be released, right? Well, Vanessa Bryant is a gangster, and she straight up posted all that shit.
Ooh, shit.
Names. She posted little screenshots of the affidavit saying that how those people got the photos, who those people showed photos to. And honestly, I read every single one of her posts. Holy shit. These people are some insensitive ass motherfuckers when it comes to dealing with a fucking, deadly crash like that. You fucking cunts. Jesus. I thought that was, that's California. I thought those people were fucking, super, sensitive and shit. Apparently fucking not. So that's what Adam Woods is talking about. So if you guys want to go check it out, Vanessa Bryant's IG, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I follow her. It's probably just at Vanessa Bryant. But still, don't fuck with gangster ass ladies because they were not. She ain't scared of nobody. That's Vanessa Bryant. She ain't scared of nobody. Okay, so she's coming guns blazing. Now all those cops' names are out there. Whoo! See what happens with that. Live with people. Let's do this. It's happening. 261, man. What's next for Vahovic? Ooh, Glover.
Yeah,
that's what we got.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch discussion after that to be had, but for now, it's fucking Glover. As much as it pains me to admit it, as much as it not pains me, but just what an odd title fight to have at light heavyweight in 2021. Glover Teixeira and Jan Blachowicz. Boy, I swear, reality is stranger than fiction. Fiction's fake. Fake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. reality is stranger than fiction, dog. Who would have ever motherfucking thought that in 2021 Glover Teixeira would be fighting Jan Blachowicz for the belt? Now I realize that John Jones moved up, so that's what created that. But none of the fucking less, even with John moving up, would none of y'all pick Jan to end up being the fucking champion after John? I mean, what a crazy fucking turn of events. Hey, you know, the crazy thing about it is, it'll be a good fight.
Yeah.
It'll be a good fight. And actually, I ain't counting Glover out. It's actually a good Glover can fuck around and be light heavyweight champion in 2021, and I ain't necessarily completely against it. That's fucking insane.
That fight's not even booked yet, and I think depending on what both of these guys look like health wise, I think I might lean Glover just off the ground game. But Hope's just a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Don't even fucking. I'm not counting him on the ground at all. But Glover's a motherfucker.
I don't know whether Glover Teixeira even has kids or not. But Glover Teixeira, for me, just reminds me of like the toughest granddaddy in the world. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he happens to be a granddaddy. He looks like maybe he can have a daughter who's like 19 or 20. And he's got like a little Glover Teixeira is the toughest uncle at the birthday party. Like, he just looks like he's not exceptionally built. He doesn't look exceptionally. He doesn't have a lot of tattoos.
He don't even look mean. He's like the nicest guy ever.
But boy, is he just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to undersell his talent. He's very talented. Black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, really good hands, the whole most of it. But I think more than anything, he's just a tough man. A really tough man. What the fuck?
Dude, he's the uncle you call when one of the nieces or one of the aunts or whatever, you know, catches a hand from her boyfriend or her husband and all that shit. He's like, oh, he hit you? On my way. That's
for real. What the fuck? For real. That's Uncle Glover that likes to fight. Oh, you think you like to fight? Let me call my Uncle Glover. What the fuck? Uncle Glover will fight all three of y'all right now and probably gonna whoop y'all ass even if he drunk.
If you grew up in the hood, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
For real. Yeah.
Anyway, y'all need to relax on the COVID tip. You remember in 2018 when you never considered wearing a mask? What happened in 2018? Was that swine flu? I don't remember what it was.
I don't know. I ain't smart enough to evaluate. I just be listening to folks. Enough motherfuckers say, I ain't gonna lie. I have a sheep. Enough motherfuckers say wear a mask. You'll see me walking around with a mask on. Let me tell you something. If a whole bunch of enough motherfuckers are wearing diapers on their face, you'll catch Daddy Fred with a diaper on his face. Just in fucking case they was right about the alien sucking out our souls. I ain't fucking around getting caught slipping. You know what I do know for a fact? I ain't caught COVID yet. That's some wood I knocked on. I don't know whether it was the mask, me staying 6 feet away from all you heathens, or just the good Lord Jesus Christ himself. But I ain't caught the fucking Ronies yet, cocksuckers, and a whole bunch of y'all have. So, goddamn it, I'm gonna ride with whatever the fuck them CDC motherfuckers be saying.
Yep. Nope. Yeah. And honestly, I get the mistrust of the government. I don't trust the government for shit either. But I'm gonna go ahead and listen to the people that went to school for way longer than I did and got fucking medical degrees. All right.
And also, I think I'm being like normal, like bro. 5-10 years from now, yeah, I'll take my chances. But for now, motherfuckers still say wear it. Seem to be working. I'm all right. We good. Like, I'm cool for a moment.
I'm telling you right now, the masking is not going to go the entire year anyway. By the end of this year, they'll be like, all right, we're done with masks. Everyone's vaccinated. We'll get to go.
Right. And as long as that's the case, then I'm all right. Like, I ain't tripping over that.
And if you don't want to wear a mask, get vaccine. Hey, America, good on you.
Right.
Crowd Connor's untouchable, that little leprechaun. Yeah. Brandon says, we're supposed to be talking about professionals, damn it. If you can't perform crowd or not, shut up and have a sit down with a shrink. Right. And honestly, I recommend that for any professional athlete. Go get yourself a sports shrink because that shit works. All right. Moving on to, we still got a couple more things to talk about. I don't even care to talk about Cejudo, really, but Cejudo's inserting himself in the Aljo and Jan beef, talking to me. I mean, he did the face-off picture with Aljo. He's talking shit to Jan. Do you think we see Henry coming back at all?
Oh yeah. I mean, Henry's going to come back. Listen, Henry's coming back. Khabib's coming back. You know, look, Frank Mir is about to box Antonio Tarver. Y'all think that motherfucking like Khabib ain't like, man, these cats ain't going nowhere, man. Yeah, like Henry was never going to stay gone forever, man. Too young. He's in too good a shape. As much as I don't like disgusting little Henry, the cute cocksuckers at the top of his game. I never for a minute thought that, exactly when, what weight division, who will he fight. He's mentioning Max Holloway's name. The little prick's always on some crazy shit.
Yeah,
but will he fight again? Absolutely. And quite frankly, I'll give him this. I don't like the little prick, but he's smart, man. He's smart. I think he sort of I think he accomplished a lot and thought, let me go just relax and enjoy the spoils of my victories for a moment. Yeah. But I think he also thought, flyweight and bantamweight is a little stale right now. Neither one of them are too sexy. Let me just go fuck off. Let me retire. And now look at it. It's sort of sexy. Pichor Jan's a real thing. Aljo and him had this really close fight. Boom, we might have something there. There's a new player at flyweight with Figueiredo. He's got a rematch coming up, which he should win. That would produce a really legitimate title challenger there too. And he's talking about Max Holloway. So now there's all kinds of sexiness below 55 for the little disgusting prick. So I think he'll absolutely come back. When and where is a real big question mark. I would think possibly the first runner-up, most likely maybe. Mm-hmm. I'm imagining obviously they're going to do the Pichor Jan Aljamain Sterling rematch.
Right.
Maybe they have Henry Cejudo on deck in case one of them don't make weight or whatever the fuck, catches the COVID or whatever. I don't think Henry's going back to 25, but I do think that if Figueiredo can sort of make enough noise there, maybe Henry would consider it. But I think 35 is definitely more the move for him. So
yeah, I think if he comes back and it's like, oh yeah, Henry's getting a title shot at 35 right away, I'm hoping it's Jan as a champion, not really Aljo. I think him and Jan will be a fun ass fight. What else we got? How would you know? No sense you could easily carried it. Well, I got tested 4 times. I got tested 4 times, so I know.
It's a good point. I don't know. Well, listen, there is some cases where motherfuckers had no symptoms at all, but usually you at least lose your sense of smell or taste.
Something. And if you didn't, hey, look, man, good for you. If you didn't get symptoms, you didn't have to fucking suffer through that bullshit.
I mean, damn, yeah, because if I didn't even lose my smell or fucking taste,
and again, I will step, I will go head to head on with anybody on that shit. I lost friends and family to this shit, and it was that. So, yeah. Anyway, Peter is a beast. Yep. Just like Bill Burr school Rogan and mask wearing. Yeah, dude, Bill Burr went in on that shit. I don't remember exactly how he did it, but it was pretty funny. And did they try to cancel Bill Burr on the Grammys? Is that right? I didn't see it. I don't watch award shows.
I don't know. I didn't either. Okay. Yeah, I've been out of the Grammy loop for a couple years now, where I literally don't care.
Yeah, I do. I haven't watched award shows in years. Like I'll watch like the NFL awards because I like to see who gets MVP and all that, and NBA stuff. And I don't even think they put the MMA awards, whoever does those, ever on TV. It's always like the fucking nose ends up tweeting those shits out because he ends up winning. Fucking undeservedly, in my opinion, ends up winning Journalist of the Year every year. I think somebody else could get that shit. But anyway, regardless, I don't watch award shows, so it is what it is. All right, got to fly through the last couple things, and we're way out of time. Valerie Loretta. Some of y'all were going ape shit on this little leak news that she put out. Now, real quick, I'm gonna give you because I thought about this for 10 minutes, and this is where I'm at with this thing. All right, I think she leaked it herself as a an advertisement. When I say this, you guys know how what's her name, Paige Van Zandt started her own OnlyFans, right, with some other company. Valerie just did that, right? She just started one. It's on her fucking bio and all that thing. So she just started one. So it's not a bad advertisement tool. That being said, some of the shit that dudes are saying about this picture, damn. So y'all thirsty ass motherfuckers just butthurt. You couldn't get close to that thing, huh? That's fucked up.
Yeah, I sort of missed it. I try to not get too fucking sucked into the cesspool that is MMA Twitter. But I guess people were talking shit.
Yeah,
because her titties were hanging out and they were small, apparently, or maybe just because they were they had the tan. She had the tan line. They were a little pale on one side. Listen, let me tell y'all something right now, Jack. all of y'all on MMA Twitter without certainty would hit that pussy if you a straight man. The fact that I guess whatever, like boys will be boys and talk that shit. But at the end of the day, like, don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, settle down.
Like you're being like, if you go, oh, her titties are small and gross. Shut the fuck up. Post your girlfriend. Post the last bitch you fuck, please.
Do that shit, motherfucker.
Please, because I promise you, none of y'all are out there
Hey.
tapping no better pussy than that. Like, I'm sorry, y'all are. And if y'all aren't the ones making them dumbass comments. Like, guaranteed.
Hey, I never say shit like this, but the keyboard warriors will compare your girlfriend's picture to that picture, and we'll tell you who wins. I guarantee 10 times out of 10, not your girlfriend.
Yeah, guaranteed.
So settle the fuck down, people. Anyway, Jesus Christ, someone DM Otis a picture. You know, a lot of people miss it. I miss it too. Someone said it to me just out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, that's what they're talking about. Damn. Think about what Bill said on SNL, only at the Grammys and in a tux, no fucks given. That's why they wanted to cancel. Ooh, Bill must have said some shit that was like funny and like totally politically incorrect. Why you like Bill Burr? But honestly, he probably knew what he was doing. He's like, this is the only time I ever gonna do this shit. So fuck it. All right. That's last thing here. UFC, Vegas 23. Holland versus Brunson this weekend. Let me pull this up for you guys. This is gonna be for sure the main event's gonna be fun. The co-main event's got Gregor Gillespie in it, who just got knocked the holy fuck out by Kevin Lee. But we'll pull it up here, talk about it very quickly.
Quickly, did you see Gregor Gillespie's response to somebody asking about that knockout and how he came back from it?
I didn't have time. I saw that the clip was on Twitter. I didn't have time to press play on it. What happened?
One of the most impressive responses I've ever heard before.
Check it out.
I mean, he just really took responsibility, said that, he didn't have a bad night. He didn't get caught. Yeah. Kevin Lee lined up a great combo. He had a big shot. He just basically said that, if he had got dominated for like 3 rounds or something, he would have been a lot more disappointed in himself. He's just like, hey, Kevin Lee, hit me with a great shot, and then he kicked me with a perfect fucking head kick that would have knocked anybody out. I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, he got lucky or it just wasn't my day. He executed his game plan very well, and what are you going to do? It was like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, that's the sort of shit that I like to hear. That makes me think that he might be dangerous in this next fight because he's not dwelling on it. He's got a very good outlook, and that's the way to look at it. He's got a good point. He didn't get dominated for 3 rounds. He didn't get held down. He didn't get beat up. He got caught with a quick 1-2 that fucking slept him. What are you going to do? You're at the top level. Kevin Lee's fucking fast, and he fucking hits real fucking hard. And, and at the end of it, like, all credit to Kevin Lee. I was like, all right, Gregor. I mean, that was put perfectly.
I'm going to check that one out. Otis. Anyway, but, all right. Kicking off the prelims, 4 o'clock Pacific time. That's 5, 6, 7. I have to do the fucking math in my head. 7 p.m. Eastern time. First fight, Julia Avila against Stoliarenko. Wow, okay. I think I've seen it before. Bruno Silva against JP Buys. Montel Jackson, he's back against Jesse Strader. Trevin Giles against Roman Dolidze. That's a solid one. Leo Santos against Grant Dawson. That's a solid fight.
Okay.
And the feature prelim, Marion Reneau taking a break from teaching a job.
Against Kairos is go. Why the fuck? I don't know what's up with Kairos. Why he loves him some Macy. How do you pronounce that broad's last name? Chason.
Yes, I don't know how to say that. Kiasan, I think.
He loves him some Macy, boy. That motherfucker put Macy Fight Week. I ain't never heard nobody promoted as being Macy Fight Week, but Kairos. He love him some Macy. Maybe he got a thing for them snowflake broads.
Yeah, maybe. Shit. All right, then.
Although she probably is going to work Marion in that fight. To be fair, Marion no.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a bigger fight for Macy than it is for Marion because Marion's got a name. She's beating some chicks, but Macy's a bad chick. Who knows?
Is Marion the oldest female fighter in the UFC? Right? She's 40.
43.
43.
I want to say she's 43. Let me find out her age. Yeah, 43.
Damn. First off, damn. MILF status like a motherfucker, 100%. But B, yeah, she gotta be the oldest female fighter in the UFC. 43. Shout out to Marion Reneau. 43.
Still doing
it. My mama will whoop your ass, Jack. I ain't
playing. Oh shit!
How about that? Shit.
Yeah, 100%. Her kids can say that shit. All right.
For real, her teenage boys can say that shit. Yeah. Like, get cute. Have my mama come out here and jab you up one time.
And she teaches math. Shit. Or whatever she
I
teaches.
swear she does. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Tattoo about taking a Harry Hunsucker. Ooh, he was supposed to get somebody else. That's a replacement fight.
Yeah, I ain't hit the Harry Hunsucker.
Right. It's a great name, but at the same time, I know it wasn't his fight. I don't know who it was, but Ty was over training at AKA, I think, for this one. So we'll see.
I could be wrong too, but like Harry Hunsucker looked fat from his profile picture. I might be wrong, but he looked like a sloppy one from his profile picture, Jack.
Who knows? Hey, a 6-3 record got into UFC last minute fight. Shit. All right. Kenan Song taking a Max Griffin. That's a good fight. Adrian Yanez is back taking a Gustavo Lopez. That's a good one. Cheyenne Baez against Montserrat Conejo.
No, I won't even hold. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know who neither one of those two broads are.
I'm like 90% sure Conejo's like a replacement fight. She's this chick. I've seen her on like Twitter, tatted up to from head to toe. And she's from all accounts, she's a bad broad. Gregor Gillespie against Brad Riddell in this comeback fight. That's a good one.
There we go.
And of course, main event, Kevin the bad motherfucking man, Holland taking on Derek Brunson. This is a good fight. Right there.
Yeah, this is a really fun fight, man. I love Kevin Holland too, even though I swear he lost to what was the homeboy's name? Darren Stewart. I'm sorry. I hate to be such a dick. I can't get over that. I promise you he lost that fight. He lost that fight, dog. But other than that, and quite frankly, as far as it goes, he won it. So he's looked fucking fantastic as of late. Sure. And I think honestly, man, confidence and just sort of being on a roll is sort of an underrated attribute to have, man. When motherfuckers just sort of get on a hot streak will take you a lot of places in this sport. I saw Andrei Arlovsky go from getting knocked out in backyards of Russia to almost getting a title shot in the UFC for fucking around and getting on a roll, man. Knocking some motherfuckers out, getting them fights, taking them back to back. Kevin Holland's on a roll right now. I would say that Derek Brunson would be the smart bet. He's got all the experience in the world. We don't know how Kevin Holland would deal with a very experienced wrestle grappler like Derek. And not to mention Derek's, he's been made look a fool by Adesanya and a few other people. He hasn't had the greatest of performances lately. But make no mistake about it, there for a while, Derek Brunson was fucking sleeping fools. He's got some motherfucking power. He looks Tyron Woodley-esque. Like, he either motherfucking knocks you out or fucks around and lays an egg, Jack. So, very interesting fight. I would say that Derek Brunson's sort of I would imagine he'd be the favorite, but Kevin Holland's just hot streak and just that sort of momentum he has going right now. I wouldn't bet against it, Jack. I wouldn't bet against it.
I hear you, man. Kevin Holland. Yeah, look, I'm a Kevin Holland man. And on what you said on the same note, there's something to be said that not a lot of people give enough credit to momentum. Yeah, momentum is massive in any sport, in any profession. Momentum is huge. If your momentum gets stalled, no matter how many skills you got, it could be like quicksand. All right, that's the momentum gets stalled, and you're knee deep already.
Even like, not that I even really watch sticker ball sports anymore, but even in football, like in the NFL, I remember sometimes you always would get that little bullshit team that would sneak into the playoffs, and then they fuck around and win one. Then they fuck around and win another one. They'll be like, oh, shit, the Bears are going to the Super Bowl. They fucked around and won and shit. Like, you get that momentum built up, and you just start doing some bullshit you shouldn't even be doing, low-key. What the fuck?
The 2008 9-8 Arizona Cardinals had no chance. And they made the Super Bowl. Okay, and we lost, but we made the Super Bowl.
Right.
All right, folks. That's going to do it for us. I know we're way over time, and I got to run. So the websites are down here. You know the websites, ripthewords.com, sportspros.com. Of course, all the socials are right here. KeepItWarriors.com for all the shows. SWAT 1983 for Jesse, Kirby _ MMA for Fred. I'm 832. Shout out to everyone that tuned in today. Frederick, Tex. Appreciate the texting back and forth. It's always fun with you, man. Brandon, my brother, appreciate you, man. Otis, as always, fun to have you on. RGNS. I know his name too. And I apologize, bro, but Boston stand up. Homeboy's here, and then that's weird. All right, then Tyler George. We had Laura earlier. If you go to that thing again, I'm serious. You're our fucking keyboard warriors correspondent. Texas Ranger, appreciate you. John Smith earlier in the chat. MDP was here. Fucking everyone was here. Adam Woods, as always, the hardest working man in podcasting. And Zach Natus Justice League. Everyone's talking about that shit, man. It's pretty dope. So, all right. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are dope as fuck. We appreciate the hell out of all you guys. As always, good night. Take care of yourselves. And, of course, good night, Wilshire.
Here we go, turn it up, let it start. From block to block, we snatching hearts and jacking marks. And the punk police can't fade me and baby. We can have peace someday, G. But right now, I got my mind.